Dark greetings, friends.
Dark greetings and Bandit 2 days in a row made it.
Love to see it. Turn my
Congrats.
headphones up a little bit. But welcome. Welcome to the beginning of silly spooky season here on the
Silly
stream.
spooks, as I insist on calling it for some reason.
I love it. We are talking about the movie Teeth from, is it 2015? Let me double check.
2007.
2007. Where did I get 2015 from?
I don't know. I remember specifically because that was the year I graduated college.
Oh, I love that.
So
no
I was
comment.
trying to put it in that context, as I was watching it.
But I got a lot of notes.
But that's why I'm sure of the year.
Just gonna right off the bat here. What did you think?
I gotta put my phone on silent. Boop, boop, boop. Well, first of all, I don't know if in my mind I would call this a horror film.
I would say it has some horror elements.
Yeah, but it's like most of it, like there's tension, and then there's like a few moments of body horror, and that's largely it.
Yeah.
So to me, it didn't really feel horrific per se. I feel like it had parts that I liked.
Okay.
Parts that I didn't like as much.
Fair enough.
I would give it like a slightly above, like if we're like on a scale of 5, like a 3 out of 5 to me.
I gave this a 4 out of 5.
Okay.
I don't know. I had a good time. My first note literally just reads, "This should be weird," and boy was I right.
Oh, really? My first note is, how psyched were you to see Harold Smith?
I was very happy about that. And I also, I gotta say, good environmental storytelling with the power plant in the opening shot.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, sorry, my notes were being weird. There we go.
Ooh, okay. Okay. So when we open up on this family, like, and the two little kids chilling in like the little kiddie pool, here's the thing. I know that kids do weird shit.
Yeah.
Like a lot. But why was his first move to try and like stick a finger in there?
'Cause boy,
I have absolutely no idea. Yeah, this conversation is going to go places. So just be aware of that, folks watching.
I mean, I took it. Yeah. If you don't know the premise of this movie,
If you don't know the premise of this movie, Google vagina dentata and then get back to me.
Well, I was just gonna say it's about a teenage girl who has teeth in her vagina.
Yeah.
But like I guess my assumption, like when he did that, was like, this is something I don't have, and I'm curious, like what is this like?
But
so it was like just kind of curiosity, I guess. Curiosity bit the finger. I don't.
Yeah. But then when we take a little jump into the future, I was very pleased when I saw that this was also going to kind of take on purity culture.
Yeah.
I liked that a lot.
Yeah.
That was one of the things that I liked the most about this movie, and a lot of my notes are about that.
Yeah, which it makes a lot of sense in the context of like the story, because first of all, I was surprised it kind of started when she was a kid. I guess I thought somehow she was going to become like a mutant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But like as soon as it got into the purity stuff, I'm like, that makes so much sense. That's why nobody has ever told her, nobody's aware of what's going on down there. And because she has tried so hard to refrain from anything like sexual, including pornography, like she's not going to know. So it's like, yes, that makes a lot of sense.
She has no idea that there's teeth down there at the beginning of the movie. But I gotta say, the whole this purity talk that she's speaking at or whatever, horrifying that people actually like genuinely grow up with that.
Yes.
Because like I was raised Catholic, but I escaped like that.
Yeah, no, I didn't have to be subject to that, thankfully. But, if it makes them happy,
I think it does more harm than good. It causes a lot of problems psychologically.
Yeah, I mean, especially like the very first thing she's saying when they cut to the future is like talking about a precious gift. And before we saw anything else, I was like, please don't say it's virginity. Please don't say it's virginity.
It's virginity,
It's
shocker.
virginity. Of course it is. But
Yeah.
still.
I will say props to the casting director for choosing actors that actually look young.
And I would argue not as unrealistically hot as in a lot of movies.
Yeah, as in a lot of movies about high schoolers tend to be these days, which is just ridiculous.
Yeah, where it's like this is like 0.0001% of people look like this. I felt like these people looked more reasonably like,
Yeah, I would
people.
definitely agree with that.
Which, by the way, oh, yeah, no, go for it.
I was just saying, we meet our protagonist Dawn at this like purity seminar, and then we quickly learn like what kind of person she is, very dedicated to this.
Yeah, which automatically my first thought is trauma. Like,
hell yeah.
Because even if she doesn't specifically remember what happened in that kiddie pool, I think it somehow stuck with her, and subconsciously she's doing these things.
But she's such a dork too. Like, and I mean this in like such a like she's so naive and innocent, and it's honestly kind of sweet. Like, she bedazzles her own shirts.
I do love that, but like imagine virginity being your entire personality. Like, that's her personality.
Yeah, lame. Which like no wonder she gets bullied.
Every single day she's wearing a shirt warning about the dangers of sex.
Yeah, ridiculous.
God, of all the things to have for a personality.
You do hate to see it.
Yeah.
But yeah, her naivete and innocence is up front immediately. And then in the school scene, when they're doing the like reproductive anatomy lesson, again, crazy that people actually deal with this stuff in their like day to day. Like, oh, we can teach all about like male sex organs, but we have to cover up the picture of the vagina.
Yeah, because
the teacher can't even say vagina.
I know, it's
pathetic.
Somebody in the class helpfully says vulva, but yeah, and it's like there's one more thing. She can't see the diagram, so she doesn't know if
she has no idea. I was a little surprised by how understated they went with the religion angle. Like, you hear a couple people mention Jesus like once or twice, but I thought it was going to be like really like some real Bible thumpers.
Yeah.
As often tend to sort of purity culture and religion tend to go hand in hand.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm not aware. I've never heard of people obsessed with purity in that way that we're not basing it on religion.
Yeah.
There might be people out there, I don't know.
But living like that must just suck.
Yes.
Like, you're terrified of your own body and like all of the normal things that happen to you as like at that age when you're a teenager. Like, all of the normal thoughts and feelings that you start having, you have been like, it's been drilled into you so like fervently that like it's bad and wrong, and like I can't.
See, yet another thing to be thankful for. We did not have to deal with that.
We did not have to deal with that.
That's nice.
This has nothing to do with anything, but that was an impressive bong hit that girl took.
Melissa, I believe, was her name.
Yes.
I don't know why that stuck in my head. I usually forget names.
But her stepbrother, Dawn's stepbrother, whose name I don't even remember, he's fucking Brad. He's fucking nasty.
Yeah, I just have a note that says Brad sucks.
Brad sucks big time.
In so many
ways.
And
also, like, I kind of read that bit with the dog treat as like shorthand for assault.
Huh.
Or you could read it that way, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw it as like it's a bone.
That too, or like a dominance thing.
Kinda, yeah. Dick move.
Dick move indeed.
Yeah.
But when Dawn and Toby and all her friends are up at this like swimming hole where by the way she's like, oh, we'll police each other. Oh my god, these losers.
They are losers. But by the way, the thing I was starting to say before, the guy who plays Toby, Hale Appleman, after this went on to be in a show called The Magicians.
Oh shit! I watched some of that in college. I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah. And I was looking at the trivia for this, which there isn't a ton of it, but it mentioned, and because I watched The Magicians like as it aired, so it's been years at this point, so I don't remember specifically. Although I do quote it sometimes, forgetting that like I refer to my hands as my stuff touchers, because that comes from that.
Nice.
But apparently at one point he makes a joke about women's vaginas having teeth.
Oh, there you go.
In The Magicians, his character Elliot is gay. And so it's some joke about like, oh yeah, I could never, because women's vaginas have teeth. Like, and so it's supposed to be a reference back to this.
I love that.
Yeah, I was really excited to see him.
But speaking of Toby, we've got a born again virgin. It's going to be a real problem.
God, so painful hearing him talk about that, because I guessed from minute one when he appeared on the screen, and this might just be the bias from knowing his character of Elliot, I knew he was a piece of shit waiting to pounce. I knew it. And so hearing him say that, like, oh, I still struggle with the guilt or whatever, I'm like,
do you though?
Piece of shit. You do not.
Indeed.
But
then someone's having thoughts about a born-again virgin, so it's even more scandalous.
Yes.
I did like the intercutting of the wedding fantasy in this scene where she's like making like she's going to do something, but then ultimately doesn't.
Yeah.
I thought that was good.
Interesting imagery, yeah.
And when in the scene in the class the next day when the teacher says that a lot of you again like subtler references to religions, like I know she's like teaching evolution and all that, and she says that like, oh, I know a lot of you subscribe to other theories or whatever, which bullshit.
Yeah, it's not a theory. Look up
not a theory.
I can lend y'all some books on theory building. That's not what a theory is.
But yeah, and like there's so many excellent examples in this movie of just like this is what purity culture does. It makes you terrified of your own body and your own feelings.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like they were giving the overall impression that this was a particularly religious school, like the people in it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if they ever say where it is.
I would assume South.
Yeah, I was thinking Bible Belt.
Something
so it
like
might
that.
Be like a really high percentage of religious, people there. Because they were being like real snarky.
They were being incredibly snarky, and you do hate to see it. I will say that her stepbrother coming on to her was so nasty.
Yeah.
Yikes.
That's another one of those tropes I hate, step siblings.
So you probably weren't happy about that uptick in stepbrother memes.
I don't even know what you're talking about. So
it was a couple of years ago where, for whatever reason, like people were constantly making jokes about like step sibling porn. Don't know why.
I wonder if all the people making those jokes have never had step siblings.
Most likely not, is my guess.
Yeah, I have. No thanks.
The fact that she has a T-shirt and wears a T-shirt that says "Warning: Sex changes everything." Dude, no wonder you are getting fucking bullied.
Yeah. Again, it's her whole personality.
Yeah, and her whole personality is the fact that she's a virgin.
But somehow, like, it's shocking to me that she owns a shirt that has the word sex on it.
Yeah, I feel like you'd be too much of a prude for even that.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of times in purity culture, they refrain from using very explicit words like that. Like, they just talk about purity. They don't say, like, don't have sex. They're just like, you have to remain pure, protect your gift,
Yeah, things like that.
Like, that word being used is kind of surprising.
And this is... this is going to kind of veer into territory of like my thoughts as things were happening, because as we've mentioned, certain characters turn out to be pretty fucking shitty. But there's a point where you don't quite think that yet.
Yeah.
Or at least the narrative would lead you to believe that they are one way when they are in fact not. Because what I wrote down about Dawn and Toby, their little secret meeting back at the swimming hole, at first I was like, this is so sweet, and like they shouldn't feel bad about this. Like they're not doing anything wrong, and they think they are, and that's really sad.
I knew it was coming the whole time.
Oh, I didn't. I mean, maybe I'm stupid.
Well, I think I just assumed kind of like knowing what was going on down there, like for it to go bad, you know, it couldn't be consensual, I guess.
I was thinking of like it was going to be, and she was going to assume that the teeth was her punishment for acting on her impure, lustful thoughts.
Yeah. I didn't think about that.
That's the route that my mind went.
Yeah.
And I even wrote down, like, I think Toby says it. He says, "This doesn't feel wrong at all," and I'm like, because it's not. You're just a you're just a horny teenager who's making out.
Yeah, but it also felt like in some ways he was trying to like
coerce her.
Yeah, like the word coerce felt too strong, you know? I couldn't think of a better, encourage her.
I will say though, girl, who knows how many people have fucked on that blanket? Put it down.
I was like, oh god, not the communal sleeping bag.
the communal fuck sack.
Yeah. Oh god.
I wouldn't even myself out.
5 feet of it. I wouldn't even be 5 feet from that thing. I feel like I could smell it through the street.
Oh god, yeah. But yeah, I will say fuck Toby big time. He does get what he deserves. He gets his dick bitten off by vagina teeth.
He deserves it so hard. Like, not even just because, like, he was prepared to do what he did, but after he hit her head so hard that she's, like, semi-unconscious, and your first thought is,
guy.
Oh, maybe...
Oh, great, an opportunity.
No. Yeah. Oh, this will make it easier.
Yeah, no, fuck you.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But yeah, he gets what he deserves, and he gets it immediately.
Yeah, which his face as he was screaming was hilarious.
It was real good.
It was such a funny face. I wonder if that's his real face of distress, or if he was trying to be funny. Like,
yeah, I have no idea. God, what a distressing way to learn that it does in fact have teeth.
For her?
Yeah, I mean, distressing for all parties involved, but
yeah.
Can't imagine. Can't imagine a worse way to find out.
They must be relatively far in there for them not to have been noticed.
There's also that. And I think the fact that she doesn't know that it has teeth, I think that's an excellent commentary on how like purity culture encourages like fear of your own body and like not to know what's going on like with your own genitals.
Yeah. Well, and that's why they make sure to establish like early on, like, oh no, you can't even touch yourself. Like,
yeah, exactly.
So we are sure, that she has never. Yeah.
And also, when she's doing her research she searches like vaginal like mutations or whatever, and she's doing her research into the like vagina dentata myth. Just Christianity placing the original sin on women, like, women are deceivers, whatever, all that bullshit. You hate to see it.
Yeah, that's a very prominent theme in this movie of the like, oh yeah,
it's all on women.
About women being evil, having ruined everything, being dirty. Like, we can't possibly see diagrams of women's genitalia, like somehow being lesser than.
Yeah. Yeah. And we have this brief aside where we find out that we find out that this guy does in fact like her.
Yes.
I forget what his name was, the other dude.
Yeah, the guy with the stupid semi-ponytail thing going on.
Yeah, him. But I gotta say, my first move like her research is how she finds out that it's not supposed to have teeth. And I can't say I disagree with her first move of going to a gynecologist.
Yeah, no, it's smart. Which, by the way, when she basically rejects this guy, I kind of felt bad for him. But then he was being a real dick about it, like pounding on the door. And
yeah, that is asshole shit.
As much as I hate Brad, I also kind of loved him in that moment for punching him in the face.
There you go.
I needed to note that I have very mixed feelings about Brad.
Noted. And the gynecologist appointment in the movie could not go worse.
That's another trope.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I know, like, including it is, like, they're including it to subvert it, or not necessarily subvert it, but to, like, flip it on its head, whatever.
Yeah.
So, like, I get it, but also just, like, yikes.
I just hate being reminded of that trope.
Yeah, that's fair. And yeah, and once again, deserved.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's nice that they mixed it up so it wasn't all just dicks being bit off.
Yeah. And I mean, that's
fingers being bit off, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like the second I saw him take off his glove, I was like, oh.
Yeah, no. I was like, that's not like, and like they make you think it's gonna be okay at first because he's like, you know, oh, judgment-free zone, all that fun stuff, like.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay, this guy seems fine. And then he takes the glove off. I'm like, that's not normal. We don't do that. So what's going on?
Yeah. By the way, I really relate to the scooting because I feel like that happens every time.
Every single time.
Scoot. No, scoot more. You got to keep scooting.
Every single time.
Then make these chairs different.
Mm-hmm.
Just had to complain about that.
And then we get confirmation that Toby is in fact dead.
Yeah.
When they pull his body out of the swimming hole, which again, deserved.
I mean, they never really say what killed him, so I don't know if it was blood loss or maybe like the shock made him fall and drown.
Could be either one. I would imagine there are definitely enough major arteries running to that much soft tissue that would be enough to cause enough blood loss to kill somebody.
Well, you know, and it's probably too, like, once you are in the water, that probably exacerbates it.
I would assume so, yeah.
And you would have had to have gone through the water to get out of there.
Mm-hmm. And then her mom.
Sorry, it's awesome. First of all, I love that the asshole gynecologist knew the term.
Knew the term vagina dentata.
And starts screaming it.
It's real.
Yeah. Yeah, and we did skip past something a little bit where she goes back to the cave and sees the crab on his dick, which is sort of interesting. And she starts screaming. I thought maybe she was seeing his body, but now I'm not so sure why she was screaming like that. She saw it there before. Is it because he didn't come back for it?
Maybe. Who knows?
But then that made me think, just imagine you're just going about your day-to-day life and you come across
a severed penis.
Yeah, like, I'm trying to imagine. I don't know how I would react to that. I think your brain.
This is the second time I've seen a movie where someone's dick gets bitten off.
Huh. Probably a different kind of teeth, though.
Yeah, the normal kind in the other one.
Yeah. Also, she threw her purity ring. Don't litter.
Don't litter, but at the same time, like, good for you. That stuff that was bullshit anyway.
Yeah, put it in a garbage can, though, at least.
Yes, don't litter.
Yeah. And I really loved the look on her face when she finally sees the diagram in the book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes. But God, this poor fucking girl. As if she's not going through enough, her mom fucking dies.
Oh, yeah. Wait, did we jump past the whole thing with Ponytail Guy?
No, that's after.
Oh. My notes are confusing me.
Oh, whoopsies.
I have a note here that I'm not sure what the reference was. I just wrote, because it's a necessary adaptation, bitch. And I don't know why. Oh, you know what? I think I do. I'll come back to it at the end.
Okay. Um, see, at first I thought that this boy was being remarkably sweet.
Yes. I actually wrote, he seems nice. Is he the hero?
Especially because, like, when she's in the bath and he's like, I promise I'm not looking. I was like, oh.
Yeah. And she dry swallows a pill. I feel like
People always be doing that in movies.
Yeah, but I feel like the moment I saw this guy who likes her hand her a pill that she doesn't know what it is, I should have been suspicious.
I probably should have been too, but they lulled me into a false sense of security.
Yeah. Compared to, Toby, I was like, oh, this is nice.
Yeah.
And my very next note just says, I take it back.
Yeah, I take it back. I mean, they do say that, like, they do establish later that she's into it.
Yeah.
So, like, you have that, I guess.
But it's still, like, it seemed intentional on his part, because not only does he give her the pill, he gives her alcohol on top of that.
Yeah, which is not great.
And clearly, like, she's going through it, and he's like, oh, I'm going to make it romantic in here. And it's like, dude, he's going through a thing. He was clearly taking advantage in multiple ways.
Yeah, I would agree. But, shark lamprey teeth.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun.
Terrifying. Yeah. What a terrifying creature.
But as I was watching this scene play out, and, like, it gets to the point where she does say that she's into it, I was kind of like, for a second there, I was like, oh, good for her. Reclaim that for yourself, bitch. You deserve it.
Yeah.
But it was too good to be true, because my immediate next note reads, not this guy too.
Yeah, like, I could tell he and his friend had a bet, from earlier in the movie when he sort of shoved his friend and he was like, oh, you can't, like, intentionally interfere or whatever. Thwart. He used the word thwart. I remember, you can't intentionally thwart me. And I was like, oh, okay. So they seem to be, like, having a competition or a bet or something. At the time, I just assumed it was like he could get her to go out on a date.
Yeah, that's what I was assuming as well.
Yeah. So
we were wrong.
Like, and, like, surprising though that he's so open and honest about it. Like, he doesn't think that's going to piss her off.
Yeah, which, like, maybe he thinks she's too naive to know any better, or she would think it was romantic or some shit.
I don't know.
I have no idea. But for a second, I had a little good for her moment, and then it was abruptly ruined.
Yeah, no, I really enjoy how this time, like, she didn't even care.
Yeah, no, she didn't give a fuck. She chopped that dick off real quick.
That dick. Yeah, by the way, sick burn to the surgeons who were like, man, it's almost not even
worth reattaching. Gotcha, bitch.
Oh, it was so funny.
And then this is probably the weirdest turn that the movie takes. First of all, I do want to say a comment about the father smacking the son. Smack that little punk. He fucking deserves it.
He should have been maybe smacked sooner in his life, because he's, like, in his 20s at this point, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a grown-ass man acting like a child.
But yeah, all of this and her mom died. Just Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Come home after all of that and not even just that she dies, but, like, she has to come home and find her mom like that on the floor, and, like, and then to know that maybe she could have been helped.
Yeah. Horrible.
Because she has to know, because she looks and sees Brad and Melissa.
Yeah.
Like, right in view. So
right there.
He could have, yeah.
But I loved her. You were 6.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. Are you suggesting you were in love with her as a child?
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
And then my next note just says, if this is going where I think it's going. And it does.
Oh, yeah. Like, the second I saw her, like, putting on makeup, I was like,
scheisse.
because she was pissed and on a mission, and I was like, and she's going to use her tried and tested method.
Oh my god, you haven't seen this. Have you seen this video? It's somebody at like a wrestling match or something, and they're filming themselves like selfie style, and the person behind them goes, grab his dick and twist it. Give him the old dick twist.
That sounds very familiar.
It's hilarious, but no, her signature move is the old dick bite.
Top. Give him the dick top.
Which again, deserved.
When Brad and his dad, that rhymes, were kind of like having their little scuffle. First of all, I feel bad for his dog.
I do feel bad for his dog.
He does kind of treat her like garbage. But also, like, when his dad first jumps on him, he reaches for a gun.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
He was straight up going to shoot his dad. Also, don't have a loaded gun lying around like that.
Yeah, horrible idea.
Mm-hmm. It sucks. It really, really sucks.
My series of notes is so funny to me because it says, if this is going where I think it's going, and then, yes, girl, kill him with your vagina.
Yeah. But, I feel like at some point, the hospital, the police, they got to start getting suspicious.
They're going to have some questions. Dicks. But the thing that absolutely killed me is when the brother says, this is too weird, and she says, just wait.
I know. And you can see it in his face, too. He's like,
hold on a second.
Because, he spent his entire life avoiding vaginal sex because of what happened when they were kids.
Yeah.
Like, he remembers.
Which is so bizarre.
Yeah, like he tried to convince himself in that moment, I think, because he just wanted to. That like, oh yeah, no, I probably imagined it.
It'll be fine.
So, yeah.
And then of course we have the wonderful moment of the dog eating his dick.
Yeah, which fun fact from the trivia, the ring was made by a local bakery so that the dog could swallow it.
That's fun.
A custom-made order, yeah, for the dog.
Aw.
Mm-hmm.
So overall, I would say I honestly really kind of liked this.
Yeah, I mean, I did like the sort of overall message. Like, first of all, I like the implication that she's like essentially an avenger for all women.
Love that.
Because at the end of the movie, she leaves, right? Starts hitchhiking, which terrible idea. Never do that. But
yeah, don't ever hitchhike.
Which they make it clear because she gets locked in the car with this elderly
creepy old man.
Yeah, pervy old man, and you can see the look on her face where she's just like,
no one's ever gonna have to deal with him again once I'm done.
She's gonna start crossing the country and just cutting dicks off,
and
it's
good for her.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, and it's always gonna be guys who deserve it because it's not like she's looking for guys to do this to. She's waiting until the guy is an asshole.
She's waiting until someone tries to prey on her.
Yeah, and so she's like an avenging angel for women everywhere, and I think that's what my note was kind of like, because it's a necessary adaptation. Because like men be assholes.
Yeah, no.
Of course, this would need to happen at some point. It makes sense. You protect yourself. Because if every woman, every person with a vagina came equipped with teeth,
some problems would disappear immediately.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, if it's consensual, it's fine.
Yeah.
But
the other problem just goes away.
Yeah. And just the thought of that makes me
doesn't that sound like a wonderful world?
Yeah, it's my campaign platform. No unwanted dicks 2024.
I love it. See, and now we both have running platforms.
Yeah, and I had a note earlier from this scene with Toby where I was like, wouldn't it get stuck in there? But we finally do see that in the last scene.
Yeah, we do.
So I guess it's up to you. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought the gore was very good. Believable, good effects.
Yeah. I thought so.
Any criticisms?
I think maybe and I mean, I know it is supposed to be horror, but it would have been
Mhm.
nice for there to have been some sort of bright spot or like good relationship. I mean, I guess her
Yeah.
dad was a nice relationship and her mom before she died, but like,
Mhm.
and she has these friends, but you don't really see them having any sort of real relationship.
Yeah.
And I
Aside
wonder
from
if
their,
that's
like,
because,
attempt to go to the movies.
well, and I wonder if that's because like it is sort of like a very thin connection that's just about their mutual like purity culture obsession.
Mhm.
So they're not
Yeah.
really, they don't actually talk about anything or,
Yeah, I mean, I would say that is a valid interpretation.
yeah. So it just would have been nice to, and I guess the only bright spot is her smiling at the end, knowing how many dudes she's gonna kill, essentially.
Which is great.
Like um, a specially adapted version of Eileen Warnos.
Yeah.
So I mean that's nice, but I don't like that she ends up having to be alone, I guess.
Yeah, I guess I'm not nuts about that, and I also think it's a little bit gender essentialist to be like to have almost every man she encounters be like this like violent predator just lying in wait.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. It's like I understand why they did it, but like introducing this notion of like the conquering hero, she doesn't find one because like suggesting like women can take care of themselves. They don't need men
Yeah.
to conquer them like that aggressive kind of. But at the
Mhm.
same time, it's like it would have been nice if there were an emotional hero.
Yeah, that like
To, like,
that's what
listen
I
in.
was kind of hoping for with
Yeah,
Brad. It's like, oh, this like and especially the sort of like
not Brad.
I
That's
was
the stepbrother.
oh, what the fuck is the other
You're talking
guy's name?
ponytail guy. We
Ponytail
never.
guy.
We don't remember. I can look.
Um yeah, I
Yeah,
was kind of hoping
that's
for there to be like this sort of like I guess a moment of character development for her where she like kind of learns that like sex isn't this like dirty, bad, awful thing
yeah.
that you've been taught that it is.
Yeah. And that like it also not all men are like that
Yeah,
because
because
all of
like
her sexual encounters have been sexual assault at this point. And
yeah,
it's
which
like,
is yikes.
yeah. Ryan, his name is Ryan apparently. I don't
Hmm.
recall ever hearing that, but
Yeah, whatever. Yeah,
that's
so
what
I think showing like a positive sexual relationship would have been nice.
yeah. I think that was what made me like it less
Hmm.
was that it was just largely like all men are terrible and she has to do everything on her own and it's like I get that you don't need to rely
Yeah, I
on men,
think
but at the same time it's like it would be good to model a healthy like sexual
yeah.
relationship and I don't know.
Hmm.
I think
And
that's
of
what
course, this is all coming at it from the cis straight relationship that we're given.
yeah. 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 I mean, it would have been also nice if it turned out that she was like, maybe I'm actually not even really that into men.
Yeah, that could be
You know?
cool. That's a
Just
story I would like to explore.
yeah, I would just love to see her have a healthy relationship,
Hmm.
with somebody who makes her feel good about herself and her body. That's
Yeah,
that's what I wanted.
would have been nice. But
Mm.
so what we do usually is we'll rate the movie on two scales and kind of see if there's anything fun to talk about in the nuances between those two scale and the differences between those two scales. I gave this a 4 out of 5, but I don't think doubling it works. I think I would give it like a 7 out of 10.
Oh, see, that's interesting because I had said 3 out of 5 before, but then I was gonna lean. I almost said 7 out of 10 too. Maybe like a
It's,
6.5, but I feel like when I double it, it gets higher, but your double gets lower.
yeah, and I'm wondering why that is. Because
Like
like
that one gets
I
higher and one gets lower, or that you're lowering yours specifically.
yeah, I mean we can talk about both because I
Mm-hmm.
mean I think they're both interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know why because like an 8 feels too high,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
kind of hard to articulate necessarily why that is. I mean, I guess just some of the like the flaws that I mentioned, and also like this was visibly lower budget,
Yeah. Which
so
I
like
mean, I don't mind that so much.
it's not necessarily something that I mind, but sometimes it does kind of cross your mind, like, ooh, what if like if this had been as funded as it could be, like what would the result have been?
Yeah, I mean, I think overall I liked the concept of it, but at the same time, I think it was a bit lacking in nuance, I guess, in some respects.
It is very surface level.
Yeah, like essentially, with the exception of her stepfather, all dudes are garbage, apparently. And I kept waiting for her stepdad to turn out to be like a major perv or something, and I was so glad that that didn't happen.
Yeah, thank you. And I don't necessarily think that's like the biggest sin in the world either, though, because like this is something I noticed with I noticed this with Barbie a lot, which is like a weird thing to bring up right now, but people expecting like you know, a 400 level college course on intersectional feminism versus what Barbie is, which is packaging the basics of the core tenets of feminism for the broadest audience possible.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of the thing here, because this isn't necessarily like one of those TM revenge flicks.
Yeah.
And I think this is like, it's not supposed to be, you know, a takedown of the very concept of gender essentialism, you know?
I don't know, but I feel like it came across as they were very clearly trying to send a message, because if it were more just supposed to be, if they weren't trying to convey some sort of like deep message, I feel like they would have made it much sillier than they did.
This is very true. I think this is an example of a very goofy concept treated seriously, and it works out pretty well for it.
Yeah, but
in the way that, like, you compared this conceptually to Rubber, which I think is pretty similar, because Rubber is certainly not as like over the top goofy as it could have been. Like, Rubber takes itself the right amount of seriously, I think.
Yeah, Robert the Tire. Yeah,
delightful.
Yeah, I remember because it's the same name as my stepdad. So, yeah, but I mean, if they are going to try to make this, like, clearly trying to make a statement, I just wish they would treat that statement with a bit more nuance in kind of showing, not treating all men as a monolith, essentially. Again, with the exception of her stepdad, but I feel like he hardly counts because he's not like he's in it a ton.
Yeah, he's really not in the movie much.
Yeah. Harold. That was like my very
Twin Peaks. I saw him and I was immediately like, Harold from Twin Peaks?
And I think seeing him at his older age was really apparent to me, because he was on, Psych at his older age like that. So he was immediately recognizable to me, and, the older version of him. Yeah, because it was right at the same time, actually.
Sure.
Or actually, this might have been a couple years before that, but whatever.
Either way.
He had the graying hair then.
But yeah, I think this was a good start to silly spooky season, even though this one might kind of be the odd one out in terms of actual goofiness of film.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it particularly silly. But like we said, right, like it's a silly concept, but not treated
treated pretty seriously.
I wouldn't make anything.
I mean, again, I do think it overall, I think it works very well.
Yeah, no, I mean, I liked it.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed this. I would definitely watch it again.
I was about to say, I don't know that I'd watch it again. I feel like I got what I'm getting out of it.
That's fair.
I wouldn't say I enjoyed it to the extent that I'd want to necessarily watch it again when there's so many other things to watch.
Point taken. Yeah. Let's see. So what have we got going on? We've got
Velocipaster next week.
We've got Velocipaster next week, which is going to be fun. I'm very excited to watch that. I think it's going to be a delightfully gory time is what I'm hoping for.
That is 100% like over the top ridiculous, because we've at the very least seen clips of it. So we
have seen clips of Velocipaster, so I know what I have to look forward to, and I think it's going to be very funny.
By the way, unintentionally, this week was also semi-religious.
Oh yeah, we kind of didn't plan for that, but there you have it.
You've seen Chopping Mall. That one doesn't have religion, right?
No, it does not.
Hey, we got 1 week.
We got 1 week that is religion free. Let's see. Don't know about Defend tomorrow night, but I know that on Saturday you can go see the Big Dumb Monsters at the Dark Forest Oddities Expo in Peabody, Massachusetts. If you're in the area, go hang out with Nick, Chris, and Arthur. They're going to be tabling there at the convention. So that'll be fun. And I unfortunately cannot make this one. So sorry.
Say, without the calming
influence of the friends.
Without the calming influence of the female part of the network.
Yes. So if you want to go have boys club, do that. Okay.
But I say no things like we don't hang out with them.
Yeah. But I think that's everything for the time being. We've got Big Dumb Monsters Monday, the time being. Regrettable Reviews Tuesday, talking about Fire in the Sky. Back around to us on Wednesday. Stream on Thursday, talking about Velocipaster. And then maybe Defend. I don't know which week is on, which week is off.
Nope. Yeah,
as established on the podcast last night.
Yes. A week from today, Velocipaster. 2 weeks from today, Chopping Mall. 3 weeks from today, Jesus Christ
Vampire Hunter.
I'm so excited for that.
Which, yeah, that'll be a good time. So tune in for the rest of silly spooky season. It is bound to be a lot of fun. Thank you, everyone who watched tonight, and we'll see you again next week. Adios, everybody.